In the air to right, and he did it again!
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow.
Welcome back to the Lefties 2 broadcast, and once again, it's that time of the week to present the club of the week. And this week's club is Gold Level 5 Silver Bullets. So let's get into the review. All right, here we go, Silver Bullets. Let's check them out. So again, once again, Gold Level 5, 3,080 trophies currently. We're at 300 required trophies, about 95, close to 9,500 donations this week. Let's get us Friday, so day 5 in Club League. League play is mandatory. We actively kick non-members. All right, so let's see, how many people have played so far? We're not going to count the 4s, or look at the 3s. So 1, 2, 3, to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2. Okay. A lot of games that they've missed. So mandatory doesn't look like it's mandatory. Let's check out, again, the chats. Every time I come into a club, it's all about the chat. So, all right. They're talking about last week. And again, here it goes. Hello, all. What's the vibe here? Glad to be here. Jesse answers, it's chill. Welcome. So that's nice to at least get an answer. But again, 150 hours ago, right, when my message is sent. So usually after we get the rewards on the Saturday, I leave the old club and go to another club. So it's been a while, almost 6 days since I joined, right? And hasn't been kicked out yet. So this club doesn't chat at all. So again, that's 78 hours ago, right? About 3 days ago, if I do the math, a little more than 3 days ago. And no one really talks to me. I mean, it's not a lot, right? Anybody here in the Facebook group, right? I talk about the actual Discord. Again, I'm trying to recruit people in that Discord because, again, we're getting, there's a lot of conversation in that Discord, which again, I'll post the link in this description of this video as well. All right, so not a lot of questions about how to, again, posting my manual batting. Like, no one really took that bait either. I did take the bait right here of, I did lose. This is my worst week in Club League for this. Went 3-5 this week. Pretty terrible for myself in these Gold Level 5 accounts. But low-level team happens. All right, so there we go. Not a lot of chatting going on. But again, right now, this team is ranked 326. SilverBullets ranked 326, which again, being top 350 team, pretty difficult to get there. Not so bad to stay in that Gold Level 5, Gold Level 4. Really easy to stay there just if you have a little bit of activity. But let's check out the members. Here is the first red flag of any club you join. That leader is not active, right? Again, these win-loss records here are 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks. This guy has 0 donations, 0 play for 4 weeks at least. So what I'm saying is that you come into a club, if you're just going to be a member or you're trying to move up, right? You're never, co-leader is the highest you can really get, I guess, right? But a good thing is, positive, the co-leaders are active. They've all had 19 games. Mark doesn't donate so much. It's not really super important based off their message. The senior members, for the most part, let's go back to that real quick. So a senior member, a leader, and a senior member haven't played at all who are eligible. That's not a good sign. So the co-leader should be kicking or at least demoting them, in my opinion. Probably kicking them out after missing 5 games. Because in our clubs, a senior member misses, they get demoted, miss again, out, right? And that's just kind of how that works. But for the most part, a lot of good senior memberships are playing minus 69220. Not great there, not a good sign. But a lot of people are playing. So you got a lot of records there, a lot of misses. So people aren't as strict here. And that's typically what happens in Gold Level 5. I don't know how long this club's been in existence. I wish Miniclip would add that. Like, this club has been established at this date. it'd be kind of like a good nostalgia thing, right? So the positive is co-leaders are playing, right? The negative here is league play is mandatory, but there's a lot of misses, and of course, an inactive leader. So here's my recommendations. Number one, the question is, do you want to be in platinum, right? Because currently at 3,080, you are, roughly about 300 away. And after this week, if you can get this W here, which would be good, you'll be about 2 weeks away from getting into that platinum ranks, which is a good spot, but hard to move up once you hit platinum. A lot of these guys that are low levels, because if you look at it, there are nobody in that 5,000 range. And again, usually a sign of a good club is if somebody actually got into that 6,000, that world championship level, that ranking, you know, but not, a couple 5,000s in here, but people are topping off a little bit, looks like. So, that's fine. If you're a casual club, you got casual players. So, again, recommendation number one, if you want to be serious in getting that platinum, increase the required trophy amount, right? 300, you're allowing anybody in. Right now, you're at 50 members, which you have a lot of inactive people here. So every time you get to 50, you need to kick out some inactive people so that people that are stumbling upon your club can join in, right? You don't want to boot everybody. You don't want to have 40 people in a club. The idea of having 40 people in a club shows more weakness than anything, even more weakness than saying you have an inactive leader in some occasions, right? But again, you don't chat in here, right? The co-leaders are right at that 3,000 mark, barely donates. Again, you get at least 300 if you join in right at that epic donation. But Mark doesn't do it. He's at that 3,007, which means he doesn't play at all except Club League. So at least he's doing that, which is great. But three co-leaders right at that 3,000, 91490, a little bit higher, but still not a sign of strength. Where that senior member 4798 trophies there with this 75870, a little bit higher, the 4700s. But again, increase the trophy required, in my opinion, to at least 2,000. And if you're serious, you're a serious club trying to get into platinum, go to 3,000. 3,000, at least you have to put a little bit of effort in the beginning to get to 3,000. Again, if you're a low level player, I don't recommend it because as you guys can see, I'm right there at 2,200, just kind of leveling my account, right? So right, if you look at just for kicks, right, what I'm doing, I have players that I'm trying to level up. My Michelle here is at level 12. I just ask for donations, right? Level 12, common, rare, combo. Andre's usually where Emily's at, and two legendary. So I'm kind of balanced this club, and if you ask for donations on a regular basis, you can get those commons leveled up pretty nicely. So again, required trophies, but move them up. All right, next, again, second, boot out inactive people to allow new active players to join in. Instead of being at 50 with like 5 or 6 inactive people, kick some of them out and then let it fill up and then kick it out, let it fill up. It's a constant thing. Even in the top tier clubs, there's still movement. All right, and then here's my last recommendation. And again, it's a bold one. If you're comfortable, fine, stay where you're at. But if you're a member of this club and you realize that your club is not going anywhere and you want to be more competitive, I recommend joining a better club with active leaders, right? Having active co-leaders are great, but there is no button, there's no vote to kick out the leader that's inactive, right? Leader that's inactive. There's no, what can you do, right? What can you do having that? Like you look at the top of your ranks, the leaderboard there, and you sit there and you're like, man, this guy's doing nothing. Why should I? That's bad morale. I mean, I get it. It's a cartoon baseball game, right? Who cares? But you should. If you pay for anything, you put a little bit of money into this, right? Or a little bit of even of your time, a little bit of your time that you can never get back. Join a club that has an active leader, right? It's good to have active co-leaders, but again, you know, depends on where you want. If you're cool just coming in, playing your club league game, do a little donation. That's it. Cool. No problem. Change your welcome message. Instead of saying league play is mandatory in all caps, maybe change it to like play 4 to 5, chill, just come here, do your best, right? Participation medal, blah, 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 blah. And again, I'm not saying too harsh. You're first place right now, right? But all these guys, Red Bat Bombers, Braves, Chameleons, guess what you all have in common? None of them have gotten in the platinum. How do I know this? Go check out my videos. I've seen Red Bat Bombers for months, right? Chameleonis. I've seen them for months, maybe even a year. They have not gotten a platinum. They're all the same. Not a lot of communication. There is little to zero recruiting in the Facebook, the Reddit, the Discord, right? So there's no communication about your club to get newer players in, right? Which is fine. It's your life. Do whatever you want. It's not that serious. But just let you know, there are places where you can communicate, ask questions, and get answers outside of your club. But again, all those clubs that are in your battle, they're all in that same range. They're not moving up. You want to move up? Change. Okay. So otherwise, for me, again, I didn't really have a great time because I didn't do well, right? I didn't do well for the club. Not a lot of communication overall in the club. Not a lot of questions about how to, which again, it's fine. If that's your vibe, great. But again, it's up to you guys what you want to do. I do, enjoy this game a little bit too much, probably. But other than that, guys, thank you, SilverBullets, for your time. And as always, thank you for watching Under Lefty's 2 broadcast. See you next time.